How do you tell? How do you tell someone you really like that you think they're doing something dumb? Something that's liable to hurt her? How do you tell? Like if your friend has just discovered a faster way to get across town. Unless someone tells her to stop, to be careful, it could be whap. Flat friend. Sad, huh? Especially for your friend. Now look at this one. This is a really dangerous situation because before he knows it, whammo, no more best friend. Just history. Sad, huh? Especially for your old buddy. Or more realistically, what if a really good friend was getting too fat from eating junk food all the time?
Daddy fat.
The other kids were starting to tease him a lot. And he knows it's not good for his body. Knows it will hurt him in many different ways. But oh, does he want that cake? Thinks it will make him feel good, even if it's only for a couple of minutes. So what do you do? How do you tell someone you really like that they're going to do something that could hurt them? Is it even any of your business? Sure it is. What are friends for? Just tell them, that's what. Tell them the truth. Tell them what you think.
Hey, don't do that, Red,
said Wilbur, holding his head.
Stop it. You're playing with death,
said Wilbur, holding his breath.
Hold it.
Wilma said, with not a little dread.
Wouldn't it be better if you had that orange instead?
See, it works. If you don't want to see your friends get hurt, then say so. And if you can suggest something else to do instead, it works even better, especially if it's something like this. What if a good friend has just discovered what she thinks is a surefire way to be cool, grown up, instant adult? Yep, that's right, cigarettes, tobacco.
Boo! Yuck. Sicko.
So, what would you tell her about cigarette smoking?
I would just say, I'm really sorry that you're doing that, and I don't think you should do it anymore because you're going to get really sick sometimes. You can even die from it.
Stop, because, I saw this picture that lungs get black, and then lung cancer, and your lungs are not as good anymore. Plus, it just really hurts your health.
I'd tell her it gives you lung cancer, and a lot of people die from it.
It's just a terrible smell when you talk to a person that has a bad breath like smoke.
It's not right for people to do that, and they should never have really made tobacco up.
That's so true, crew. Smoking is awful. It took many scientists many years to prove it and the Surgeon General of the United States to tell everybody. But finally, we all know how bad it is. That's why over 30 million people have quit smoking so far. And that's really tough to do. Why is that?
They get hooked on it.
Because you get attracted to the nicotine and then you really can't stop and it's hard.
That's right, Dwight. It's really hard. And for that many people to quit smoking, they had to have a little help from their friends. So how do you tell her? If she were your friend, what would you say?
I'll tell her that smoking cigarettes is bad for you. And I really care for you because you're a good friend of mine, and I just wouldn't like you to do that because I don't want to see you get hurt.
Hey, this is heavy stuff. I like you too much to see you hurt yourself, so I just gotta say, don't smoke. Dope.
Very good, Wilbur. Don't smoke. Dope. Because that brings up another big problem. Smoking dope. Marijuana. Why do some kids want to smoke pot?
Probably people around them are smoking and, they feel left out.
I think the reason, most people smoke marijuana is, if their friends do it and they want to really hang around with their friends and they don't smoke marijuana, so when
that they want to hang around with their friends, they start smoking it so they can hang around with their friends.
And also, like their friends say, oh, come on, it's nothing bad. And they just kind of pull them into it.
They start doing it and they think it's fun, and sometimes they get so attracted to it they can't stop. And
Well, some kids, like when they don't feel good, they think it just brings their joy up. It's something that makes them feel good. And sometimes they're not aware of the damage it can do to their bodies and their minds and so on.
Teenagers also smoke it, to get rid of their problems.
You're absolutely right. You got it. And it's avoiding these problems that eventually can get so scary. Because like cigarettes, marijuana can have long-term effects. What's the dark side of pot all about? Do we know? Scientists are really worried about what they call scrawny potheads, because they have found that smoking pot decreases the sex and growth hormones, causing a loss of energy and strength. So, the growth process in kids slows down, physically and mentally. They're concerned, too, that marijuana smoke has more cancer-producing stuff in it than even tobacco smoke. And they're trying to find out what kind of damage pot may cause in brain cells. Because many dope smokers have suffered a kind of brain burnout. Their muscle coordination has become dull and slow-moving. Trying to do things like drive, skateboard, or play sports well is really tough and dangerous. So, the scientists want to find out why. Yeah, smoking pot is pretty heavy stuff, huh, guys? Especially when your body is still going through chemical changes as it grows along with your mind. So what do you think can happen when another kind of drug, another chemical, is added? Alcohol.
whoa, Lotto City.
Wiped out.
Yep, you guessed her, Chester. When you combine dope and alcohol, it can really do some awful things to a body. Any body. Because it isn't as simple as just taking one drug with another and creating twice the change. No way, Ray. So what if you think a friend of yours is in this kind of trouble and doesn't know it yet? How can you tell? What do you look for?
Well, when kids smoke marijuana, you can tell by their eyes really get red and watery. And when they walk, or, it's not really straight. When they talk, it's sort of it doesn't make sense.
You can also tell by the smell. The smell, it goes on the clothes and the breath.
Like when they walk, they start staggering and stuff. And they talk crazy, and you can tell by the way they talk, because they don't really talk normal.
And when they smoke marijuana, you can tell because, say they were kind. They won't be kind anymore. And they'll just be mean to you and say, I don't care, and everything like that.
If they don't care, then how is being stoned going to affect the kid's daily life? Like, what's going to happen to his schoolwork?
It dulls your thinking. It's hard for you to think. And it makes your reflexes slower.
Marijuana will destroy the brain cells, and the brain cells can't reproduce. And it will just bring you down.
Grades just drop. Like you could be an A student and you go down to D's.
You don't do your homework or anything, and that gets you in trouble. Or else you forget to do your homework, and then you make up lies for it, and it gets you even more trouble than you already are.
And then I also heard that marijuana is an addiction, that people get an addict, and it costs a lot, and then, you crave for it, and then you steal for it if you don't have any money.
My brother's a teenager. He's 18, and he's been smoking marijuana and stuff. He has a truck, and he keeps driving it really strangely, and he goes around, and it's like his mind is totally blasted off into another world. He's not like he used to be. He used to be really nice, and sometimes he's just going crazy. He really gets into fights with people, and he doesn't go to school, and he's getting in pretty big trouble.
There it is, folks, the real stuff. That's what can happen with drugs and alcohol. So what can you do for your friends? How can you help them? What can you do if a friend offers you some?
Actually, I'd say no to my friend or whoever, and say that it's not my plan to ruin my life, because if I do start it, then that means I will mess up my career, or I will be messing up my school, and I would like to finish my school and go on with my career and pursue the right thing in what I do.
I would tell them no, and I would tell them they should stop, because there are better things in life to do besides smoke marijuana or smoke cigarettes and mess up your life like that, because once you get hooked on, it's very hard to stop. So there's better things in life to do.
If he wants me to try it, I'd tell him no, because I don't want to take it and mess me up. Tell him to stop, because it's going to mess him up too.
Just tell him that I don't really feel for it, that I don't really need it, that I could do something else.
Well, if someone, like she said, a close friend asked me to, I'd say no, I really do not want to smoke it because I don't want to get hooked on it, and I want to stay the way I am because I like myself, and I don't want to make any changes in myself. And I said, because I learned to love myself, and I like the person that I am and for who I am. And you shouldn't smoke it either. If you don't like yourself, you can make the changes you need, but you don't have to smoke.
You don't have to smoke, and that's no joke. So telling your friends what you know is the best way to go. And if you're still worried about them, don't give up. Keep trying. Find fun things to do. Here's our old friend Harold. Do you think we could help him now? Let's try it,
Come with us.
said Gus,
You don't need a toke.
said Doke,
Getting wasted is nowhere.
said Claire,
See what we mean?
said Dean,
Well, I'm beginning to.
said Harold to his shoe.
I want to be bold as I learn to be old.
Harold told,
We're all the same.
said Jane,
Then there's one more thing we need to say.
said Jay,
What's that?
said Pat.
Don't smoke! Don't!
They said with hope, and all rode happily away.